Yeah. Hi. Hi. Hello. Welcome to my channel. Um, I'm Giridharan, Fide and I, as you all know. Varda Parma? Okay. So today I will be taking taking up the Tal games. Mikhail Tal. Okay. So Mikhail Tal was one of the great, aggressive, tactical, imaginative Soviet grandmaster. Initially, he was Soviet grandmaster, and he became world champion in 1960 by defeating Mikhail Botvinnik. Okay, so that is the foundation of his. He's known for his very imaginative and aggressive play, and we'll be seeing one of the games. Okay, and he was often called the magician from Riga. Okay, so he has such a beauty on this. What do you say? He spell magic on the board, 64 squares. So we are just going to see that one of the games, right? Or anything attacking play मैंने बोल दिया आपको है ना brilliant sacrifices no doubt जो attacking play होता है वो sacrifices से ही start होता है. So he was the master of sacrifices, right? And he won the Soviet championship 6 times. Okay, so that is the achievement, great achievement by a player. And he has also got one of the longest unbeaten streak. Okay, in the top level chess. That is unbeaten माने क्या होता है? Unbeaten streak माने लगातार लगातार जीता था वो. Okay, so ஒரு கேம் விடாத ஜெயிச்சுட்டே வந்தான் 95 games. Okay, he has unbeaten streak of 95 games. So that is the greatness. And in that era, in the Tal era, there was no, as you all know, there was no engines at all. And I'm in my previous stream also I told you that there was no engine in that era. In the Alakane, we were seeing that Alakane game in the previous stream. Okay, so the uh, links will be available in my channel. And how best these people play, how strong. So that is the thing. I'm again and again um, mentioning you the same thing, right? So yeah. Okay, let us see. My Advik Mittal says hi. Okay, hi, hello. And Magnus, the king of chess, says hello, my dear, hello, my dear. Right, you have been there in my stream last time also. That was the first stream I ever had with my. You are my lovely fans. Okay, so hats off to you. And okay, it's Arpana Mishra. Okay, so hi, hello, my dear. Um, I think Arpana, this is Mahil, I think so, right? So if I'm not mistaken, he's my student. Okay, so good to see you, Mahil. And Advik Mittal has, okay, right? And yeah, okay. So it's great to see all of you again in my stream. And I'm whenever I see all of you, and when I see your chats and interactions over here, I feel very thrilled to share the chess whatever knowledge I have got, right? So you can, of course, you can contribute to this. Yeah. Now right? So let us go into the game right now. Okay, hope you are seeing that board, everybody. No issue. Okay, so yeah, at the rate castling around says hello, sir. Hello, and here we are going to see a game. I think it was played in around 1960. Okay, maybe it is between white is played by Mikhail Tal and black is Mikhail Botvinnik. Okay, in that time, Botvinnik was the champion, world champion. Okay, and yeah, இருக்கா obvious இருக்கா மியூட் பண்ணலையா obvious என்ன வருது so yeah, so we have this is about Michael Tal, and hope you are seeing the screen as I'm seeing about Michael Tal. I am very weak in this thing techno, so okay, so he was brilliant. He was expert in brilliant sacrifices and very sharp combinations. Okay, and unexpected moves. Right. So right. So and he was world champion in 1960. And इसका जो ब्रिलियंस और आर्टिस्टिक प्ले होता है जो हिंदी में बोलते हैं ना कलाकार कलाकार तो वो कलाकार था बिल्कुल राइट राइट नाउ वी गो इनटू द बोर्ड right just a minute I will just have my medicine just a minute okay okay this game is played between Mikhail Tal and Mikhail Botvinnik. Both are Russians and it is played around 1960 and let us start. Mikhail Tal starts with e4, the sound move, opening move, e6, and this is called the French defense, right? d4 and d4, and what is that? Yeah, d4, d5. We'll just fastly surf through the opening so that we discuss more about the middle game, right? nc3. So nc3 is the, we call it Paulson variation. and b4 turns into French defense Winawer variation. Okay, so this is white plays e5. So whenever I play, just for your knowledge, whenever I play e4, it takes what do you say, d5. It is Winawer variation delayed. Okay, so here white plays e5. This is called Winawer variation advanced. Advanced means जो advance करते हैं ना pawn को, so that is called the advanced variation. c5, black tries to undermine. Undermine means attack करना, undermine the white center. Okay, so this basically this d4 pawn is supporting the e5 pawn, right? That is why black attacks through c5 and also frees the development of the knight for future moves. Okay, and also black is also free to move at any time, queen c7 or b6 or even a5 something sometime. Okay, so if it feels good, a3, quickly attacking the b4 bishop, because this is the pin is very annoying over here. So nobody leaves this what do you say, b4 bishop like this. If at all the white plays, just for your knowledge, if it plays b d2, okay, I'm just giving for your knowledge. Black continues with knight e7 and it is just preparing for knight f5 also, okay, in the coming time. And a3, b c3, let us say that bishop takes, okay, and now knight b c6, the other knight comes into play attacking the center. Now you can just see that this bishop is a little bit, what do you say, you can say this is awkward position. So this pawn is locked, it cannot directly support the pawn chain. So this sort of negative, what is a drawback position, it occurs. Okay, right. So castling around says, sir, this is what I play as white. Okay, very good, बहुत बढ़िया. So बहुत बढ़िया, ठीक है. So मगर यहाँ देखिए, मेरा सबका अपना अपना टेक है, राइट, BC3. मगर क्या क्या होगा मैं बता, दिस माय दिस थिंग, knight f3 supporting the pawn and c takes d5 and now the bishop has to take it, right. अब मान के चलो ये नाइट टेक कर रहा है, तो इट इज जस्ट ये वाला पॉन चले जाएगा, नाइट इंटू e5, ये पॉन आपका कैप्चर हो जाएगा. तो बिशप हैज टू टेक इट. नाउ क्वीन c7, द प्रेशर इज, वो जो e5 पॉन है वो अकेला पड़ जाता है. ओके, दैट इज व्हाई बिशप c3 अगेन एंड बिशप d7. So black has got some solid play here, right? So he can just castle around and put some pressure on the, not this file, d5. Okay, d5. So, and this bishop is a little bit awkwardly placed, right? So मगर ताल ने नहीं खेला, ऐसे नहीं खेला, right? So after the Mikhail Tal ने क्या किया, a3. Let us go back to the main line. a3, this was the line. He kicked the bishop on b4 and b takes c3. Okay. Mahil Mishra says, what if b5? What if b5? instead of a3, I think a3 is asking b5. Okay, I suppose he is asking this, right? So b5 में क्या होता है? bishop d7, and white has to take it because this move is coming, b takes c3 move is coming, and this bishop is getting hanged. Okay, वो capture हो जाएगा. So b takes d7, knight comes over here, and then knight e2. Here black is somewhat good. Okay, so this is the position coming around. Okay, hope you understood, Mahil. And now let us go back to that main game, c5 a3. Okay, so anything you want to ask, you can ask. I will just when black played nc6. Yeah, Vishy Anand says, okay, Vishy Anand, good evening, sir. Okay, good evening, sir. My favorite player is Vishy Anand. So, right, uh, he is the inspiration, real inspiration in chess. Because of him only, in India, we have developed over a period of time. Indian players are very strong in chess. So 1980s में मैं उनके इसमें जाता था, जब वो IM नॉर्म लेते थे, GM नॉर्म लेते थे, वो इधर ही आते थे. रशियन एम्बेसी है, एक है इधर फिरोशा रोड पे, and I used to see him very quite close, and he came along with his mother. Okay, in that time 1980s, and I'm lucky that I have seen him playing quite close. So I really enjoyed those days. So जस्ट विशी आनंद को देख के मेरे को याद आया. Okay, right. So yeah, okay, so let us just a3, b takes c3, Botvinnik plays b takes c3, b takes c3. ठीक है. एंड नाउ आप देख सकते हो यहाँ एक pawn, white maintains a pawn structure. Okay, connected pawns c3, even though his pawns are doubled. Okay, so you will see that this c2 c3 pawn, you will just in a this thing moment, c2 c3 plays a very what do you say, protective role here. Okay, as the game progresses you will get to know, right? B takes c3. Now black plays queen c7. Okay, here actually as black I would not have played queen c7, and okay, queen c7 is playable no doubt, but knight e7, so preparing for castle. So that is the main more good move here. Right, Mikhail Botunik plays queen c7, and queen g4. The moment the bishop goes, the black bishop goes here, the black bishop goes, this g7 pawn becomes a little bit weak. Okay, so the white queen simply captures on that, and black plays f5. Okay, so black plays f5. Here it is a little bit what you say. Black is just giving hint that I'm not carrying for any castle, right? And I'm here to just, and black is also ready to attack and prepared, and is prepared to keep the king in the center, black. Okay, let us see white's intention. It may be the same. Let us see that. But how you can see that how big players intentions are very very sharp in chess. So that's what I see on the chessboard. Their intentions, their attitudes, and everything. I love that. and I really enjoy these types of plays. मतलब कि वो लोग दब के नहीं खेलते कभी, ठीक है? दब के नहीं खेलते इसका ये मतलब नहीं है केयरलेस भी खेलते हैं, नो, नेवर. ओके, दे नेवर कमिट अ सिंगल mistakes as we normal people do, right? So that is the hallmark of a good, very great players. F5 and आराम से हट गए, queen g3. It cannot capture the g7 because of the queen sitting over there. Okay, so knight e7, knight e7, sorry, knight e7 played by black. Now queen g7. Why knight e7? Because this knight has to develop, right? So what if black develop the knight c6, right? What happens here? White is perfectly okay. Okay, so he's attacking the. This is a sideline. This is not the main game. Okay, okay. यहाँ व्हाइट का रिप्लाई क्या होगा, कोई बता सकता है? The my I'm requesting my team to organize a poll on BB2 number one and knight f3 and queen e3. There are three moves, three options. Okay. Good. Okay. Okay. Which opening is played in this game? So the number one is French defense, Caracan, Sicilian defense, Queen's Gambit. माहिल मिश्रा, ई टेक्स f5 is not coming dear. That is illegal. Pawn ना इसमें साइड पे काट नहीं सकता. Okay. So you need to correct that notation. Maybe you may be saying that e takes f6 may be the move, right? So I will come back to that point. Okay, so result है. Can I request the team to display the result? Full result. Okay. Okay. So okay, so this poll was okay. Second poll we have received. Okay, this is the second poll. And what about the opening? 100%. Okay. All of them are saying 100%. Okay, good. Very nice. And this is the second poll which I just announced. And knight f3, queen e3, and bb2. So 75%. Very good. Very nice. So this is the French defense. Okay. And here the after knight c6, the It is attacking that pawn, and we should just develop. This is the knight f3. This is the development and also supporting that d4 pawn. So that should be the move. And here, let us go back to the main line. This was not the move. Queen g3. Instead of, there was a question of, yeah, Mahil Mishra. I will go back to that position. Yeah, Magnus the king. I will come back to you. यहाँ if e takes f6, ठीक है, आपने e takes f5 लिखा हुआ है, e takes f6, यहाँ knight into f6. So here black has got the edge. ठीक है, you are giving black the chance to develop his knight and also prepare for castling. Okay, so हमें opponent के pieces को develop नहीं कराना है. Okay, so अदरवाइज आप ओपोनेंट के पीसेस को डेवलप कराएंगे तो हमारा क्या होगा, हमारा अंडर डेवलप्ड हो जाएगा अटैक वगैरह. नाइट f6 एंड द क्वीन इज अंडर अटैक एंड वी हैव टू रिट्रीट द क्वीन को वापस ले जाना पड़ेगा. ठीक है, क्वीन f4 और क्वीन d1 और समथिंग लाइक दैट. ओके, सो हमें मेन है कि डेवलप नहीं कराना ओपोनेंट के पीसेस को. राइट, सो नो एम्पासेंट हियर. क्वीन f5 and after all the capture on d4, the c2 pawn will be will hang from the queen c7. Okay, very good point. Right, now here what happens is, yeah, we were going to that point and just queen g4 was the move, and if nc6, here nf3, and what happens is we played this, right. So c2 pawn is hanging, no doubt, but अभी खतरा नहीं है. Okay, यहाँ हम actually instead of taking the c3, right, instead of taking the c3, we can just play queen takes g7. Okay, and the white's position, white has got tremendous advantage. वो रूप चला जाएगा. Okay, so this is the catch of this position. Okay, right, so यहाँ ये वाला जो लाइन है हमने डिस्कस कर लिया था. एंड हियर f5 एंड क्वीन g3 एंड नाइट e7. यहाँ तक हम आ चुके थे. राइट, सो यहाँ माइल मिस्टर से क्वीन f4 हमें कराना ही नहीं है, नाइट का जो डेवलपमेंट कराना ही नहीं है, तो क्वीन f4 डजंट मेक एनी सेंस. राइट, सो कोई बात नहीं. तो द डाउट हैज बीन आंसर, आई थिंक. ठीक है, तो now queen takes g7, threatening the rook, and now rook g8, attacking the. Now where will you take the queen? And I will say that what is the evaluation here? It is white's advantage or black's advantage, or is equal? Please, the poll team, please. Number 1 is black is up. Number 2 is white is up. And number 3 is a draw. Yeah, please, I request poll team to have a poll. Yeah, so white is better. 60% black is better. 40%. Okay. Yeah, the fact is draw is 0%, right? Okay. If I take the help of that analyzer, engine says white has got a very slight advantage. Okay, so white can take this, or it can go to queen h6, but I will suggest this queen h7. So here white has got very slight advantage, even though it looks threatening. The rook gets threatening. The knight is supporting the rook, no doubt. Okay, and if at all black plays c takes d4, okay, don't hurry up to take this. Okay, don't hurry up, because queen c3 is coming. Okay, and black is very much up. Okay, so queen d4, so it will not take right now this, and queen takes d4. Okay, the bishop will take it, and queen takes a1. Don't hurry to take that pawn. C takes d4. Now it has to guard the c3 pawn. At least no doubt c3 pawn is going, no doubt, but it can prevent queen into c3 and the queen fork. Okay, so now let us go back to the main one, and okay, so I was thinking that move good, Advik Mittal. Okay, castling around, yes sir. Okay, queen g7, rg8. Okay, now let us see the next move. Queen takes h7. Mikhail Tal makes my move. Okay, so now black plays c takes d4 as expected. Okay, now here, what do you say? White uh, moves a very peculiar move. Okay, so that is king d1. Okay, it's a very peculiar move according to modern this thing. In fact, I cannot even imagine this move kd1, because it is still in the center and it can be subject to a number of attacks, right? So here the knight has not come out, and he is just avoiding this fork, queen fork. And what happens if queen c3? What if happens queen c3? And it can simply activate the rook. Okay, it can simply activate the rook. But black has more pieces developed. Okay, more pieces developed. But how you can say that more pieces developed? You see, the rook and these things are sleeping right now. Okay, and of course the bishop is also sleeping. That this bishop can be developed very easily, right? So, and now, but this bishop cannot be blocked by the its own pawn, e6 pawn, and this is the bad bishop for black. The only active pieces are queen, knight, and rook. Okay, and for white, we have got this active piece, this active piece. Okay, and the rook is active. Okay, even so these are all the things, and the queen is also, of course, active. So white has got a little bit advantage, slight advantage over that position. Here the advantage has increased in the sidelines over here, which we are discussing on the screen. The advantage has increased, no doubt, because of the space the white has. white is controlling. Okay, so this type of king d1 move is very very peculiar, but big players do this. Okay, and they are prepared for the future positions. They have to build the future positions. So you will you will understand the meaning of this king d1. Critically, one of the this participant, he said, I think Magnus the king said the c2 pawn is hanging. So okay, so king d1 supports the c2 pawn and is away from the attack, right? So this does the job for white. Okay, now so let us go back to the main line. I think we have completed, right? So king d1 यहाँ आ गए थे हम, and now the next move, black bishop d7, taking out the bishop, and of course it is very difficult. It has to waste one move and then come back. Even the when the bishop comes to d7, the knight has to develop either here or here, right? So of course I think this a6 square is not good for black, and it has to develop on c6, and now again the bishop will be doomed. Bad bishop, right? Now queen h5 check, and knight g6. Okay, my question is why the king is not going to d8. So that is also playable, right? This is also playable. King d8 is also playable, right? And now the game will the game make it. This is not actually played actually. King d1. The knight g6 was played. Now c takes d4 will be the move. Okay, now queen c3 attacking the pawn and also the rook. Rook b1, queen d4. Okay, bishop d2. See यहाँ जितना चेक दे रहे हैं वहां उतना इम्प्रूवमेंट हो रहा है पीसेस का. Okay, it can also take the f2 pawn, right? Queen into f2, and यहाँ this bishop is hanging. So development with support. Rook support the bishop. Knight b6. Of course, जैसे जैसे white develop कर रहा है black को भी develop करना पड़ेगा. Plus supporting its own camp. Okay, own pieces. Knight pieces and then rook into b7. Okay. Now, even though the position is a little bit, what do you say? You attack, I attack, you attack, I attack. ऐसे हो रहा है. जैसे street fight होता है ना, दोनों का king बीच रास्ते पे ही है. So, and these huge players, big masters used to like this type of positions only. Okay. So, now we come back to the main line, right? So knight g6 was played, and this might be black might be thinking that I give more squares to the my king so that it moves, and also develop the knight. Okay, so it has to unpin the knight actually. That is the thing. Um, black has kept pending, right? Now rb1, sorry, knight e2 supporting that c3 pawn. It is not supporting the c3 pawn. It is actually preventing the black queen from coming into c3. Okay, अगर c3 pawn जाएगा तो pawn से ही लेगा. That is the common sense, right? So now the best move d3 comes, right? It is not taking that pawn. Why? My question is why? Why d3 is played? I'll give you 1 minute or two. Queen is not trapped. चाय करेगी माँ Okay, so d3 is played. See, suppose I will explain, right? If black plays, मान के चलो knight, what do you say, knight c6, ठीक है? तो यहाँ c takes d4 and white consolidate the center. Okay, white का जो consolidation of center है वो पूरा हो जाएगा. Okay, so further the knight cannot attack the d4 pawn because of this knight. Okay, that is the correct answer. And the team says, according to Tal, what is more important, attack or material? Wow, excellent question. बहुत बढ़िया. And attack 100%. Nowadays what happens is, okay, attack is very important, and attack plus calculated attack, that is very important, right? But in those days what happens, there was no computer and सभी डर जाते थे भाई अटैक आ रहा है तो मतलब कि नॉर्मल प्लेयर आपके और मेरे जैसे जो नॉर्मल प्लेयर्स है वो डर जाते थे, राइट? सो दैट वाज माय एक्सपीरियंस इन दोस डेज. और आजकल तो कैलकुलेटेड अटैक समझते हैं लोग, प्रिपेयर करके आते हैं अप टू 20 और 30 मूव्स ओपनिंग थियरी. ओके, सो दैट इज द प्रिपरेशन nowadays. That is a very good question. Attack or material? Now, the d3 was the very well played d3, and Tal takes it on d3. Now, the c2 pawn gets to d3, and that a4 d1 square is the diagonal is open now. In previous game also you can remember that Alakane, okay, he gave that c4 pawn. Many of you who attended that and opened up that a4. He was playing black, right? And he opened up that diagonal a4 and d1 diagonal. So it's very interesting. It is not something big, but it is interesting that I just gave you the similarity between these two positions, right? So now bishop a4 check, king e1, right? कोई बात नहीं, कोई वो नहीं है, चेक कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है हियर. तो ताल बोलता है मैं अपने किंग को बचा लेता हूं और मेरे पीसेस थोड़े काफी वो है अभी. c3 pawn मेरा वो है, supported है, well supported है. Now I have to take out the bishop and the rook, c1 bishop and the rook, or also the f1. Okay, so and most importantly h1, ठीक है, h1 रुक को भी निकालना है white ने. So that will complete the development, right? Now queen e5, white is coming over there, queen e5. यहाँ तो डेवलपमेंट करना था. सी ऑफन मूविंग द क्वीन हियर एंड दैट डजंट सर्व द पर्पस. यहाँ नाइट c6 खेलते तो बहुत अच्छा था ब्लैक के लिए. Yeah, but castling around says, but black won in this one, in that game, just because that diagonal, correct? Okay, that diagonal, black won the game, correct? But here also, it is opening. The bishop has to open, right? Here, black pieces are struggling to develop. So the goal is actually different. In that game, black was played by Alakane, and he was winning at that diagonal, winning diagonal. And here, black opens. Black is struggling to develop his pieces. lagging behind the development. So even queen e5, I don't like that move because knight c6 आना था, अभी knight development होना था. So bishop g5, that is a move, excellent move, occupying the diagonal. See, Tal is very, बड़े बड़े प्लेयर्स जो होते हैं ना, जो डायगोनल का ख्याल रखते हैं काफी. ओके, डायगोनल का बिल्कुल ख्याल रखते हैं बिकॉज दिस बिशप्स आर डेडली, यू नो. लॉन्ग रेंज पीस होते हैं एक तो, और ब्लैक स्क्वायर डायगोनल को ये कंट्रोल कर रहा है बिकॉज किंग इज जस्ट, it may be the idea why this bishop is playing is that it may be the idea that he is, Tal is going to prevent the black king from long castle. भाई तू सेंटर में ही रही हो, Tal कहता है. ठीक है, that may be the basic idea behind that. Okay, bishop d5. Now at last the black knight has come over here, and if you can just closely notice that in that game, in this game, what happens is, see, the white king has just, in the last this thing few moves, king came to d1. Okay, king came to d1 in advance, not to just the queen c2 अटैक नहीं कर रहा था, उसके पहले ही king d1 आ चुका था. ठीक है, we are in 16th move, right? I will just show you that. I will just take you to that. See, this was the move, this was the position. I want you to just see. King d1 यहाँ पहले ही आ चुका था, मगर यहाँ white is playing in the end. Okay, white is playing in advance, moves in advance, so that it is going out of the attack. ठीक है, तो पहले ही हट जाता है, अपने जो किंग को पहले ही हटा लेता है इन एडवांस, सो दैट वो जो टेम्पो है, टेम्पो वो लूज ना करे. ठीक है, ताकि वो चेक आएगा और किंग को मूव करना पड़ेगा, वो टेम्पो पहले ही बचा लेता है. तो अभी क्या हो रहा है देखिए, अभी हम 16th मूव में हैं. दिस वाज द हम 16th मूव में हैं. ये 11th मूव था, ये 16th मूव में हम क्या कर रहे हैं, हम मींस Tal. I will just take you to that. सिक्सटीन मूव में क्या कर रहे हैं, पहले ही बिशप को g5 में पकड़ लिया ताकि वो कैसल ना कर सके. तो ऐसे होते हैं, बड़े बड़े प्लेयर्स ऐसे होते हैं, तो एडवांस में खेलते हैं ताकि हम टेम्पो ना लूज कर पाए. ओके, अगर वो ब्लैक ने पहले ही ट्रिपल ओ कर लिया तो बिल्कुल कंप्लीशन हो जाएगा, डेवलपमेंट बिल्कुल कंप्लीट हो जाएगा ब्लैक का. सो ये प्रोफिलैक्टिक मूव है टू प्रिवेंट ब्लैक फ्रॉम लॉन्ग कैसल ऑल्सो. एंड e5 पे ही रख के वो अटैक करेगा. Knight c6, now place d5. Okay, now Tal plays d5. It is controlling the e5, attacking the queen, and also shielding the c3 pawn. Also shielding the c3 pawn. Okay, so yeah, okay, so that is the thing. And of course this is the, what do you say, it is attacking the queen just to release this horrible pin. Okay, now queen c7 वापस. Okay, now h4, the beautiful move, beautiful move. So this is the hint Tal is giving that मेरे को कैसल करने की जरूरत नहीं है, मैं तो रुक को h पॉन से भी डेवलप कर सकता हूं, प्लस पॉन को आगे बढ़ाने की, और h5 h6 h7 h8. Okay, that is the whole threat of this game. And of course this pawn is a passer. Okay, passer pawn आप सभी जानते हैं, which cannot be stopped. Okay, so ऐसे ऐसे मूव्स जब हम करते हैं तो हमारा मिडिल गेम में करते हैं तो हमारा एंड गेम बड़ा स्ट्रांग हो जाता है. ठीक है, तो एंड गेम में ये सारे जो पॉन्स है, पासर पॉन्स वगैरह, वो आपको हेल्प करता है. मिडिल गेम में हम क्रिएट करते हैं, एंड गेम में वो आपका हेल्प करता है क्वीनिंग में और एक पॉइंट जेब में डालने के लिए. ठीक है, नाउ e5, black plays e5. now see you can see that black का knight pinned है एंड ब्लैक किंग कैसल नहीं कर सकता. इतने ड्रॉबैक्स हैं ब्लैक के पास. ओके, नाउ द c3 pawn can't be touched because of the knight. so बहुत ड्रॉबैक्स है एंड द रुक इज ओवरलोडेड. द g8 रुक ना ब्लैक का, दैट इज ओवरलोडेड. ओके, सो g8 रुक इज ओवरलोडेड, मतलब कि इसको गार्ड करते रहना पड़ेगा, हवा वो बन के, चौकीदार बन के. तो बहुत सारे ड्रॉबैक्स है एंड द लिमिटेड मूव e5. ओके, जैसे ये ट्रिपल ओ वो हो गया, मतलब कि रुक गया, रुक का डेवलपमेंट भी रुक गया, a8 का रुक भी डेवलपमेंट रुक गया. एंड somebody says sir your camera is blur. सबको आ रहा है ये ब्लर, सबको आ रहा है बेटा, देखो जरा. इट्स फाइन. ओके, इट्स फाइन नाउ. ओके, तो नेट की वजह से होगा, इंटरनेट कभी इधर उधर हो जाता है, स्पीड वगैरह. राइट, सो e5. नाउ रुक h3. ओके, एज एक्सपेक्टेड. थोड़ा हमारा रिजर्व वाइट कह रहा है, ताल कह रहा है कि मेरा भाई रिजर्व पीसेस है, उनको डेवलपमेंट मैं कर रहा हूं. और आप इसी मूव से आप जान सकते हो डेवलपमेंट कितना इंप्रूवमेंट है सभी पीसेस का. देन development of pieces is very very important in chess, so that before you attack, before you catch hold of the black king or your opponent, सारे पीसेस आपके क्वीन को हेल्प करने की तैयारी में होना चाहिए. ओके, मैं बार बार बोल रहा हूं, सभी से बोलता हूं, मैं अपने स्टूडेंट से भी बोलता हूं कि आपका जो रिजर्व पीसेस है डेवलपमेंट में आना चाहिए और ब्लैक किंग को, योर ओपोनेंट किंग, जो भी ब्लैक हो व्हाइट हो, योर ओपोनेंट, एंड उसको अटैक सपोर्ट करना होना चाहिए. ठीक है, आपका अगर रिजर्व पीसेस नहीं है, बैकअप पीसेस नहीं है, तो अटैक करने का फायदा नहीं है. तो ये जो फीचर है, ये जो ताल का एक्सपर्टाइज है, मिखाइल ताल का, ये अब हम ऐसे मास्टर से हम सीख सकते हैं अपने गेम में लाने के लिए. ओके, राइट, आगे बढ़ते हुए ब्लैक प्लेस क्वीन f7 so that see the pin is irritating for him, right? so व्हाइट ने कुछ नहीं किया अभी, क्वीन h5, क्वीन को हटाया तक नहीं वहां से, मगर जो वो पिन का जो इरिटेशन है, ब्लैक इज जो पिन का जो इरिटेशन है, दैट इज फोर्सिंग ब्लैक टू क्रैम्प हिज पीसेस. ठीक है, सो दैट इज द थिंग ही इज डूइंग. ये जो d टेक्स e5, यहाँ सेंटर पॉन, नाइट टेक्स e5, यहां तक तो क्लियर है बिल्कुल. ठीक है, और यहां एक्चुअली क्या होता है, इंस्टेड ऑफ नाइट टेक्स e5, व्हाट हैपेंस इज, why can't the black play rook h8? Poll team please, rh8, why it should not play rh8? यहाँ हम पोल वो नहीं करेंगे, यहाँ जस्ट डिस्कस करेंगे. यहाँ why it is not good, can anybody tell? in the chat? Because that pin is gone. Okay, right. Queen f3 is the move here, and if it takes knight e5, right? क्या होगा? Queen e3, just pinning the knight. Of course, this knight is supported over here, and king d7, pin हटा लिया. Now queen d4. Okay, this is the move. Why this is the move? Now it is the attacking the bishop. Let us say if the bishop goes to c6, now what happens is h5. Okay, this knight, kicking the knight. Okay, this is the move, and if the knight goes, and this knight will fall. Okay, so this is the move. I hope यहाँ मैंने कुछ contribute किया आप लोगों के लिए, the thinking, right? So now let us go back to the RH8 नहीं था, knight C E5 खेला इन्होंने, black ने, मिकाइल बोटुनिक ने, and rook E3, pinning that knight. Okay, it's a beautiful move. So how he beautifully activates the pieces, that is a thing to be seen. Now again, naturally black के पास ये move है, unpin करने का move है, तो unpinning is also very very important in chess. Now अभी white के पास 1 and 2, ठीक है, ये दो pieces है which are not doing any work, ठीक है. Now Tal says, let me activate my rook. Why rook? Because black's b7 pawn is hanging, ठीक है. डेवलपमेंट का पर्पस भी होना चाहिए, है ना, डेवलपमेंट का पर्पस भी होना चाहिए, ये नहीं कि किसी भी पीस को डेवलप कर लिया हमने. So this is the development and attack. Rook b1. Now b3, b6, sorry, b6. Right now, knight f4, attacking the g6 knight. Okay, because the queen is hanging now, because after unpinning the knight, queen is hanging now. How he beautifully plays in the pin, can you note? ठीक है, पिन में खेल रहा है वो, जो व्हाइट है, मिकेल ताल है, पिन्स में खेल रहा है. दैट इज, आपको मैंने पहले भी बोला है, क्लास में बोलता हूँ कि पिन में, पिन इज अ सॉर्ट ऑफ टैक्टिक, यू नो. दोस हु डोंट नो, आई थिंक एवरीबॉडी नोस, सॉरी, एवरीबॉडी नोस. मैं भी आप लोगों को यार थोड़ा वो समझ रहा हूँ, मगर एवरीबॉडी इज इंटेलिजेंट हो रही है, सॉरी. So he is playing with the pin, right? That's the beauty of this. And rook a d8, supporting that knight. Rook b4, excellent. So rook b4, why this rook b4 is excellent? Let us discuss that. What if bc6? Can anybody say the next move of white? bc6 खेला actually black ने. So I will request the poll team to say that organize three moves poll. One is bishop b5, second is queen d1, and the third is knight d3. First is bishop b5, second is qd1, and third is nd3. आई होप मेरा जो स्ट्रीम है सबको अच्छा लग रहा होगा, आई होप. So what will be the next move? Bishop b5, excellent move. Okay, so he's 100% is for bb5. Okay, so queen d1 gets 0, knight d3 0. Okay, so let us say discuss everything. Knight d3 में क्या होता है? Knight d3 nobody has opted, right? Knight d3. So here black will play knight c4, attacking the, because it is leaving the c4 weak, right? It is blocking knight c4, and this will create some. This is giving black to play. ब्लैक को चांस दे रहा है प्ले का. ठीक है, so knight c3, knight d3 is ruled out. Now what happens in bb5? Let us see. I don't think it is a bad move, but it is slightly bad move because b takes b5, rook takes b5. Okay, and next क्या होगा? This is attack no doubt. ठीक है, k c6 आना पड़ेगा इसको. Now knight takes g6. Okay, knight takes g6. Okay, rook takes g6 and rook b4 वापस. ठीक है, now black has got some development. उसका दोनों rook, ये rook is supporting. This is not pinned actually. This is rook has developed. This rook was actually overloaded. Okay, this rook was g8 was overloaded. That it has come into play. Rook has come into play now. ठीक है, q d1, the excellent move. Okay, why? Because the queen has done her job, right? Now उधर पिन विन सारा खत्म हो गया. वो जो सैचुरेशन पॉइंट उधर, व्हाट डू यू से, द सैचुरेशन पॉइंट जो बोलते हैं ना, उसका जॉब का जो खत्म हो गया. ठीक है, नाउ ब्लैक नेवर प्लेड रुक h8. रुक h8 का मैंने वेरिएशन बता दिया था आपको. नाउ व्हाइट किंग एंड क्वीन आफ्टर लॉन्ग गो अराउंड, राइट? तो long go around. See, this what do you say? Now the white is prepared to go for knight takes d5, right? Am I right? Suppose the black plays this, right? What happens? Sorry, this will not happen because r takes b6 आ जाता है. Now bishop b7. Okay, यहाँ अटैक चले जाता है. ठीक है, यहाँ either way the bishop, sorry, this diagonal gets open, right? Bishop b5 चेक आ जाता है, and this is very awkward for black. ठीक है, तो bishop b7 is not possible. Now anybody from the audience? Why queen d1 is played over here? Anybody from the audience? Let us say the black moves around, right? Now what happens is this queen d1 is again pinning the d5 pawn, right? So c4. The next comes is c4. Okay, so n takes f4. So black will just exchanges all the active pieces, bishop into f4, and again knight g6. So this is attacking this. Now this c takes d5. Now white is trying to open every file. Now actually it has opened that e file. Now it is trying to open the d file. Okay, so bishop takes d5, and now what happens? b5. Now bishop is pinned. Mind you, the bishop is pinned, and there is one support, one attack. Okay, now king d8. Why king d8? It can go out of this pin, right? King d8, king what do you say? और ये गया, ठीक है? Bishop d8 गया, and now it can also, ठीक है? So it is creating a lot of attack if the king goes to c8. Okay, so that is the thing. c4 आ रहा है, ठीक है? इसलिए क्वीन d1 को आना पड़ा इसको. Queen d1. Now we are back to that business. Now black has played n takes f4, rook takes f4. So black will try to exchange knight g6, attacking the rook d4. Again focusing on the d file because the king is there. It has to open that line. Okay, so rook takes d3, exchanging again. Rook takes e3, f into e3. Now you can see that there is no need to withdraw the bishop. Okay, g5 bishop from that. Bishop takes e3 जरूरी नहीं था. Okay, f takes e3. Bishop is very active on g5, controlling the black's diagonal. King c7. Now opening the file, trying to open the d file. c4. ठीक है, समझ आ रहा है? देखना जरा. Tal the Great, Mikhail Tal the Great. Mikhail Tal the Great. Okay, so c4. Now this leads to a fourth material advantage for white. How? D takes c4, B takes c4. Ultimately, the bishop has developed with an attack, with a purpose. Okay, queen g7 हट गया, and now bishop takes g8. Okay, so you can see that white has played every move with a purpose. Mikhail Tal has played every move with a purpose. Okay, queen takes g8. Of course, recapture करेगा. Now very easy, h5. यहाँ finally the passed pawn has its say. Okay, So here black resigned. Okay, because knight e5, यहाँ knight e5 जैसी आएगा, बिशप f4, इट्स अगेन ए पिन. आप सोच सकते हो कितने बारी पिन का यहाँ इस्तेमाल होगा. पिन और ओपनिंग द फाइल, दैट इज द हॉलमार्क ऑफ अ ग्रेट प्लेयर. बिशप f4, वहां एक्चुअली h5 के बाद रिजाइन कर दिया था ब्लैक ने. दिस इज जस्ट ए कंटिन्यूएशन, राइट. सो क्वीन, let us say queen e6, now h6, simply h4 h5 h6, पिन से छुड़ा लिया मान के चलो, h7, and now queen f6, preventing that h8. Bishop takes e5, queen takes e5, and now the queen jumps into action. Okay, queen b3, and trying to go into that attack. ठीक है. अब मान के चलो ब्लैक a5 खेलता है. Now very simple, before releasing that queen, and queen release होगा तो ये e3 pawn बड़ा, it will get weak, right. पहले क्या करना है, किंग f2 सपोर्ट कर लो उसको आराम से, there is no check coming, and this is a safe square for white. f2 square is a safe square for white. And now it is very easy, queen f7, and then मान के चलो a4 खेलता है तो क्या करना है हमें, queen f7, और किंग पीछे नहीं जाएगा बिकॉज द रुक इज कमिंग ओवर देयर. किंग a6, ठीक है. तो क्वीन c4 एंड देन अगेन किंग b7. क्या कर सकते हैं इसको, जस्ट सिंपली किंग क्वीन f7 जगह किंग a6, क्वीन g8 चले जाओ. ठीक है, h8 को कंट्रोल कर लो. ठीक है, नाउ दैट इज व्हाई ब्लैक रिजाइन. ठीक है, तो माहिल बोलता है कि नेवर रिजाइन. ओके, दैट इज अ गुड थिंग, बट यहाँ बड़े बड़े लोग हैं तो दे रिजाइन. ठीक है, तो दे नो दैट दैट पर्सन विल प्ले immaculate game. Immaculate means accurate game. Okay, so that is the thing. Okay, that completes this game analysis. Okay, and let us go to the next very interesting game. The Tal is played. Tal. This is Tal versus Potrish. और अगला गेम चले या नहीं चले, यहाँ रोक दे. और करना चाहते हो आप लोग, कौन कौन करना चाहता है? नंबर 4 आइटम. अब सोने का भी टाइम हो गया, 10 बजे हो गया. ठीक है, आई विल नॉट तो मी, बट आई हैव टू गो. ठीक है, तो आई हैव ऑल्सो टू गो बिकॉज सोना बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट है. और आप लोग सोइए, कल ऑफिस स्कूल सब जाना पड़ता है सबको. ठीक है, बिफोर गोइंग क्या एक बिल्कुल आसान सा वो दे देता हूँ आप लोगों को, पजल. ठीक है, तो ये सॉल्व कर दीजिए एंड देन इट इज वाइट टू प्ले. ठीक है, एंड देन विल से गुड बाय. ओके, सो वाइट टू प्ले देखिए और आपका आंसर भेजिए. We'll give some time, 3 minutes. Okay, 3 minutes for thinking, और 3 minutes के बाद we'll start discussing. Okay. என்ன பண்ணும்? ओके, जो स्ट्रीम एंड होने के बाद जो जिसका करेक्ट आंसर है यूट्यूब में जो चैट बॉक्स में आएगा, एंड दैट आंसर विल बी पिन्ड, ओके, पिन इन द चैट बॉक्स. ओके बॉयज, बहुत अच्छा लगा आप लोगों के साथ मेरे को, और अपना आंसर जरूर भेजिएगा, सो दैट या आई कैन I will pin that answer, your answer, correct answer, okay, in the chat box. And बहुत अच्छा लगा आप लोगों के साथ मेरे को again, and I think everybody is enjoying, okay. So bye bye and take care, okay. Bye bye and signing off. Bye bye.